was just like, this is good.
Because there are people that are texting me saying, "Hey, I want to listen to it again." I don't know if you could listen to it.
Okay, so well, because I brought you back on, so hopefully those that was watching will come back. They'll come back on. What I'm gonna do is, see, now you sound fine. You're not breaking up. So I don't know, because you saw when we first started, it was perfectly fine. It wasn't no big. Then all of a sudden, as the more you start sharing stuff, I'm like, okay, what is it? I'm like, what they doing? So so I'll wait, because right now it's only two other people back in. What I was going to ask you, because I heard you said 6 billion, and I remember it was something you was explaining about the rockets.
Yeah, 66 billion.
66 billion. Oh, okay, Law Dog. Okay, Law Dog joins. He's back. Hi, Law Dog. Thank you. Thank you for coming back. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like about 66 billion, I think, this year.
Wow, that's a lot of response. Wow, but that's just, I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of you for taking the journey. You know, the Bible says our footsteps are ordered by the Most High, and I mean, you literally was just going everything from what you was experiencing from when you was young to when you high school. It was all preparation to where you are right now. And also what I find is inspiring, because, and I hope, you know, for those parents, because, you know, as a parent, I don't have any children, but I know from having parents and people who have children, they want, of course, their children to excel. Most good, loving parents want their children to excel and make good grades in school. But what I find is so amazing and dynamic in your situation, you know, like you said, at first your grades were kind of so, and then, you know, but it just, to me, the thing about that is that it just shows that at some point you just really applied yourself, and then you just kept going, and you was just, you know, moving. And you kind of went, like you said, when you was in school, it was kind of like, well, I know the rules, follow rules, math is rules. That was such a vital piece of advice that teacher gave you, because that applies across the board. And you took just that simple thing, math is just follow the rules, and how that worked for you later on. And I think that is just amazing in itself. The other thing what I was going to ask is that, because I know that you're a mommy, how, you know, from starting to where you are now, how have you been able to juggle that? I know it probably was challenging at some point to, you know, being able to do this, but then you got to take care of the babies and being able, did you have a strong support system to help you, or?
Yeah. Huh.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Oh.
So, you know, by the picture, I have 6, right? I have 3 girls,
Mm-hmm.
3 boys, and my 3 boys borrowed babies, but they're still mine. I still raised them.
Right.
I have my 3 girls. I think you have to. I don't think everybody's meant to have children. I think there's enough love that you have inside your spirit to take on other children, because there were parents that weren't that great, or that have children but aren't that great at being a parent.
Right, that's true.
So I don't think everybody's meant to have kids. I didn't want it at all when I was, because I didn't stigma of, oh, you're, you know, a high school pregnant or in school. I didn't think, and then I ended up with more kids than any of my friends. Right.
But that was part of your calling, I guess. Well, you could be entrusted again. That's another leadership, because you were already entrusted with a lot of people under you anyway, as you know, as you were maturing in life. So it kind of, if you can handle grown folks, you can handle some children. So yeah.
But I think really it's about because um just to me, all the kids, all my kids, all have their degrees. All of them went to school. All of them did what they were asked to do. Every one of them was on the 1945 program, and that is 19. At 19, you got 45 days to have a plan on what you want to do.
I
Right?
heard that. I heard that. I
Going to
heard that.
school full time, you're going to work full time and going to school later, or you're going to the military. But
Mm,
you're gonna have a path, right? And I'm
right.
not punish you on whichever path you take, but you are gonna
Right.
own.
Right. You're gonna do something with your life. Yeah. Wow.
So that was kind of that story. Um,
Um,
did I have a support group? Yeah, but you got to have a support group. You can only have a support group if you're a credible person. If you're not a credible person, your support is gonna fall apart, right?
right.
If you're
Right.
like, oh, I got guard duty, but you're really in the club, well,
Oh, right. You're not responsible. You can't be, you're not being, people won't entrust you. So, and because people don't want to feel like,
yeah,
okay, if somebody says, and so I hear this with some grandparents, okay, I'll keep them, but you better be back at a certain time because you ain't gonna have a babysitter no more. So you have to prove yourself worthy in order to get that help that you're talking about. So yeah, I get it. I'm going to let's see. I'm gonna try to get because your friend. Um, Let me see. I don't know what's going on because I wanted some people to ask. I know they want to come in and ask questions.
all right.
Um,
I guess we could talk about where's space going. I don't know.
right. Yeah. That's let's see. That let me see. Let me see. Hold on for a second. Raw Dog, Rayward or Lada, do you want to come in? Ask a question. Let me see. I'm gonna get Amber back. Oh, here she is. I sent the invite to Amber.
And it interesting. I've enjoyed it,
Oh, it's been fun. It took us a challenge getting on, but once we got, it's just once we got going, it was, it's fabulous, and you have a wealth of information, and let's see, Lisa. I'm gonna see if she wants to come in. I invited her. Let's see. Um, let's see. So let me just send this out to them again. I guess people are. There were some people that came in that I didn't know. I guess they happened to just see it. Hi, Ava, Mark, Amber. Okay. So you waved that. Okay. So, yeah, where is space going oh, she says, I'm at the beauty shop under the dry.
um
She said, your friend Fish. She said, okay. Thank you for still tuning in, though. Thank you, Fish. Okay. All right. So go ahead now.
so
Hmm.
so that, like I said, there are about 5,000 satellites rotating, circulating around the Earth right now, and about five
Hmm.
anticipate to about 20,000.
Uh-huh.
So all those, if it's only 5,000 now, and they anticipate, excuse me, 20,000 in the next 5 years, that means that there's a lot of operator jobs because
Oh, okay.
monitored and operated. Um,
Right.
and so satellites means that every 90 minutes those things are rotating around the Earth, and they need
Right.
people operating them to say, hey, check in with me every 90 minutes, check in with me, and that's how we know whether things get get damaged or destroyed when those things don't check in. So, like I said before, the 8th graders, the folks that are 8th graders now, some of your listening audiences, kids or neighbors, those will be the space operators in the next 5 years. So they got to learn it, own it. And
so if they want to be an operator to operate that, then they would need to, because that's handled under Space Force, right?
well, it's handled under the Space Force, but a lot of like SpaceX, and they're launching Space Links and Starlinks and all those kind of direct TV,
Okay.
AT&T,
Right.
and insurance companies are looking at, satellite deployments. And so all you have to just know, and you could learn how to operate a satellite, right? Just it's not all math, but you can learn. These young people can learn that, get excited about it. Go, save up their money and go to space camp in Huntsville, Alabama.
Right.
Right. They have so many scholarships available that these kids could just write an essay on why I want to go to space camp. Those are the kind of things that we need to introduce our kids to. Pre-mitigation, which is all the junk that's up in space, which is about, 30,000 pieces of junk from the size of a bus to as small as a bag of pea, right? Frozen pea is circulating in orbits, right?
Oh my God.
Can take out, $8 to $25 million satellites, the size of this thing right here, at going 17,500 miles an hour, can take out a $20 million satellite. So that's where we are with hardening satellites, if you will, or just making them a little bit more resilient.
Okay.
And that's what that's what the Space Force does. It makes sure that our stuff can't be destroyed without a fight.
So Space Force makes sure that everything is running smoothly and is operating correctly.
Right. We defend the space assets.
Right. Someone had a question. They want to know, let me go back to Law Dog wants to know, what is the path that one should take to get into the space industry? Would you like to come on, Law Dog, and ask Roz directly? Would you like to chat with her directly? I can bring you into the room if you like. I'm gonna send the request to you, and then you can, if you want to come in, you can. Okay, so okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so if I could answer that, I think the path right now is for people, our people,
right.
Start watching what is a satellite, how's it work. There's why are we using it? Because they've been up there 25, 30, 40, 50 years. Why interested is because we've been intimidated with, oh my God, math is so hard. It's not, the math has been done. They've already perfected it. That's how we got 5,000.
Right.
That's not the test. The test is the technology that's coming back down to the ground system, to our systems, right? What way to do this, and it's understanding how to track that. Our next venture is how can we start getting satellites up there without having to use dangerous rocket launching? Rocket launching is serious. It's
right.
It can take out a lot of things when it goes awry, right? So, and it costs a lot of money. Rocket launching used to cost $300 million a rocket. Now, some rockets, they're doing it for $100 million. Just depends. But the goal is to get rocket launching the cost down, just like we can get on an airplane and just fly.
Right.
The goal is to get the cost down. And remember, it's just an Uber ride. It's just a rocket launch.
Uber ride to space.
So
Uber ride to space, right? So you saying get it to, how many lunches do they do a year, a rocket launch year?
So it depends on if, so the US, the Space Force, we have a set number that we do, but other companies, the whole point of us using commercial companies is so that they can build a commercial industry. So they don't have to just rely on the government to make their money. So create a competitive market, which is why I'm really into honing in on our logistics across the space industry. So it's a pretty challenging job because a lot of that's proprietary information that, you know, I want my rocket to be better than your rocket, so I don't want to tell you how sausage. But my job is to make sure that the sausage that you're making for our rocket, the best there is. So, so you can, everybody can track it. Open source is called Space Flight or spacelaunch.com. There's an app for that. Let me see.
Space Flight. Okay.
Let me find the app for that. It's called Space Flight or space.com or spacelaunch.com. There are apps that tell you, there are people that are geeky into that, right? Knowing where they're, so you'll see.
Right, they keep up with it. Right.
Right. And the reason why that's public knowledge, let me just put that out there. The reason why that's public knowledge is because just like we, the United States, watches what's going on around the world, well, others watch what's going on.
Yeah.
So if we see a missile firing from space and nobody gave us the memo, right? Houston, we got
you block it.
So that's why when rocket launches happen, we have to be able to delineate whether that's a rocket launch and everybody was aware of it versus a missile that will cause a little problem for the day, right?
So when you all are launching rockets, do you let other nations know, like, hey, we sending the rocket up, don't take it? Okay.
There's an international manifest that allows that says, hey, we're getting ready to do this. That's how we know what other countries are doing. That's how they know.
Okay. Right.
They don't necessarily need to know what the payload is.
Right, exactly. Right.
But we do give that because we got to know. Because the consequence of not knowing could probably be a bad day, right?
Yeah, we want everybody to know, look, this is what we're doing over here. Wow.
That's to keep mankind at bay.
Right. Okay. Wow. Okay. So that's
we can talk about
say what? Okay, you breaking up again. Say what now?
All right. So but there's a book I was going to say, I think one of the best books that I think we as a people should read regarding space is a book called Space is Open for Business. It was written by this guy named Robert Jacobson, I believe. But the point is, it's about how big this industry is going to be. Not just the Space Force, but why we're defending space at this point, right? And it's very critical because there's a lot of money happening in space. I'll give you a perfect example. Everybody's talking about, oh, I want to go to space, or I want to go to Mars, or oh, I wonder if I can go to Mars. Well, it takes 7 months to get to Mars in a rocket.
Oh, really? 7 months?
Yeah. It's kind of far, right?
Very far. 7 months?
Right. And you don't just go nonstop A to B, right? That's not possible because everything in the universe or in our solar system is moving. So you have to move around and do these loops, the loops, right? And
so as it's looping, is it getting closer and closer to Mars? And that's so it's wow, 7 months.
Right. So that's the goal. And everybody can watch that on YouTube. There's animated things for that. And that's why SpaceX and Elon Musk in particular are going to Mars, right? But what are you going to do when you get there? I don't know. And
remember that movie? Was it called Look Up? Right. I don't know.
And then even when you go to space, right? I don't know if anybody cares about this, but you actually shrink. So because it's your body's not doing what it's supposed to do. So you have to exercise 4 hours every day, and 4 hours every 24-hour period, or your muscles will start to atrophy, which is to die, right?
So when you're in space, you have to exercise 4 hours a day.
So when you see the astronauts and they're always working out or they're running around in gym clothes and all that kind of stuff, they have to exercise, right? Because microgravity and weightlessness doesn't let your blood flow the way it's supposed to, and your muscles don't work the way because there's no resistance, right? So you got to working out. So going to Mars, right? The young people now should be trying to understand, what do you wear for 7 months, and how will your clothes work, and how bathroom, and how will you wash clothes, because you can't use a washing machine because water will flow. Correct.
Right, exactly.
So those are the things. So people are like, oh my God, that's all about rocketry and aerodynamics. No, it's about quality of life. How are you going to do certain things? How are you
in space?
Wash your clothes? What happens if you have an asthma attack or you don't do well in that? You're not going to in a jump seat like a plane for 7 hours. I mean, 7.
No.
So those things that textile industries are interested in, like, how will you wash clothes in space? Right now, astronauts, from what I remember, astronauts actually wear the same clothes for so long because they're working out in it, and it stinks and get dirty, and there's wash it. So when the supply dragon, the supply cargo vehicle comes, they just old clothes and they put it on the outside of the capsule and it burns up, because what you're saving it for, right?
Right.
But and then they get fresh clothes. But there's got to be there's an infrastructure there, and our young people, 8th graders, got to think about how that's going to work in 5 years, right? Because it's going to be there.
So it's a whole nother dimension that's opening up that they could get a jump on. Can you hear me? Right.
Wait, all of this stuff, from freeze-dried food to memory foam, mattresses, all that came from space exploration, right? And that's how our country built on capitalism. So again, we go back to, oh my God, we're spending all this money on space. Why don't we fix things at home? Well, if you go to the hood and everybody got a cell phone.
Right. You got to take care of what's going on in space, because most people have a cell phone. Some people still have a landline, but people,
Lines are connected to networks that rely.
Right. So, okay, so then everything's, everything.
There is not one day that doesn't involve space. There is not one thing in your daily life that does not involve space. So we have to protect it. That's why we have the Space Force.
That makes perfect sense, because from the phone, from the TV, from the car, even cars, because cars electric.
Yes, GPS.
And electrical grids and everything.
Paying your ATM, even our water, our infrastructure, our electric systems.
What they call it, the EPM grid.
EMS, yeah.
I got to pray over the EPM grids. Wow, amazing.
Okay. Talk about personal stuff, right? Because I worked all day about space.
So you said we can ask some personal questions? Like, okay, so what do you do? What do you like to do for fun outside? Because that's such a world in itself. What do you like to do for fun?
All right, it is intense. My job is intense, and I decompress because I'm real.
Right.
I love to line dance. I love to travel. I go on cruises all the time. I love it. I like
Uh-huh.
to mentor young people. I like to have those conversations. And love. I like to roller skate, but I haven't been
Oh,
able to
you
roller.
like to? I got roller skates. I need to get better at roller skates.
Dr. Lisa Fears Hackett is the queen of roller skating.
Oh, for real? We gotta
But,
go roller skate. But when do you go roller skate now here now?
yeah, all day long.
Oh, I bought, okay, during the pandemic, I bought a pair of roller skates. And when I lived back in Chicago, I would roller skate. And then when I first came out, actually, I went roller skating. There's a skating rink out in, I think it's Glendale. There's one, because I don't know one. There used to be one over, what was it called? Roller World or something like that. Off of Pink.
Folks do.
Huh?
A lot of folks go to Fountain Valley.
Okay, in the valley. Yeah.
Fountain
I know there's one out in Glendale. I like roller skating.
Valley.
I'm not. I haven't got all my rhythm just yet, but I can. After a while, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, so you like to travel. You like to roller skate. Do you like watching different films, going to the movie and stuff like that?
So my favorite, let me see, I kind of wrote that down too. So my favorite movies are like, excuse me, Because We're Done. I don't know.
Okay, wait, say it again.
Because We're Done.
Oh, I've never heard that one.
It's called Because We're Done. It's with Reggie Gaskin, I think he's the director, film writer. So it's called Because We're Done. I love it.
Okay, I have to look that up. Is it a comedy or is it a?
Yeah, it's kind of
a romantic comedy? Okay.
It's not a chick flick. It's not a chick.
Okay.
Because We're Done is cool. I love the movie called You People. It was with Eddie Murphy and Nia Long and.
I remember that.
There's a movie called The Last Day Without You. I love that movie.
A Last Day. I haven't seen that one. Who wrote and produced? Who directed that? Who wrote that one?
But the girl in it is Nicole Bahari, I think.
Nicole. What is that name? I know the name. Nicole. Oh, wait a minute. That's isn't that Boris Cujo's wife?
No, that's Nicole Ari Parker.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Nicole is Nicole Bahari, I believe. It's called The Last Day. I love that movie. And there's a movie called The Shift by Dr. Wayne Dyer. That's a cool movie.
Dr. Wayne Dyer. I know. He passed. I remember him.
Yeah.
I used to like listening to him. Yeah.
So those kind of keep me they keep me grounded, to keep me and then anything by Medea, I'm all over that. So.
Oh, Tyler Perry. And let me ask you this. Two things. If there was if there was to be a story written about you, a film, who would you want to play you?
Probably me, because everybody else is taken. No, I don't know. I'm honored just for anyone to want to know my story. I'm told about. I don't even think it needs to be a character. Just read about, and try to visualize themselves, shoes or whatever. At work. I don't.
Right.
I wouldn't care. Me personally, I appreciate that I'm an AKA. I appreciate that the Vice President of the United States of America is an AKA, and he is actually responsible for the U.S. space program, and people don't give her credit for that.
Okay.
That's a hella job, right?
Yes, absolutely.
We are successful because she's right. And
right. Shout out to her.
Yeah. So if I could her just in that role would be amazing.
Right. Right, right.
Flat as flat.
It,
And the one who did the math using the slide rule for GPS. So
right.
not in that category with any of them. I do a job and I do it to the best of my ability, and I am honored to be a woman in this space, be able to do that. The 4-star girls recognize me, and I haven't let it down yet.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
I
wonderful.
because I gotta bridge that gap for so many of these 8th graders that will in 5 years.
Absolutely.
Rocket.
Absolutely. And you've said I know you don't consider yourself in that category, but I believe there are many people. See, a lot of times we don't see ourselves the way other people see us. And so you may feel that way, but I'd be willing to bet the more people hear it, it brings an excitement. And so I know it was for me, and I know for people who knew that you were coming on, they were excited because, again, it's about, even as adults, I always say that when you expose children early on to the right things and to it prepares them and makes them aware. So even that applies as adults. The more we're exposed, it encourages us, even as an adult. It even shows us like, man, this, Roslyn Roz A, Barbee, she was able to accomplish this, and you're still accomplishing things. I mean, I think we talked about this. Have you ever thought about writing a book? Have you ever thought about writing a book?
I rather just have coffee with you, or tea rather, because I don't drink coffee now. But I rather, because I don't know if there's nuggets of knowledge or pearls of wisdom that I can offer that makes some life a little better. Then that's what I'm going to. I don't need old transcripts on that. I just need to have that conversation. This is something I've never done. I haven't done. It's inspiring anybody that's wonderful. This conversation goes to someone's child or someone's neighbor's child or someone's friend, and they say, hey man, you know what, instead of getting those Nike tennis shoes for $400, I'm gonna save some money and send you to space camp.
Right.
I'm happy.
That is just wonderful. Well, I feel honored and privileged and blessed to have. I am grateful for you. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us this evening. Thank you for sticking to your journey, because a lot of times, people give up, and it's understandable because life can be hard, it can be challenging, but it's like, if you never finish the path, if you never finish the journey, how will you know what you to become? If you checked out earlier, if you just gave up. Checking out doesn't necessarily mean, someone throwing their life away. It could just, physically, it can, mentally people check out. Mentally people just give up due to circumstances.
Yeah, that's real. That happens.
Yeah.
I think at the end, and I appreciate that, but at the end, I think at the end of the day, you just know you've done right by people, right?
Right.
And you've done your best, right?
Yes.
And if you've done your best, regroup on that for a minute. Be grateful that you may get another day, and then just do it better tomorrow, right? Kind of way. I think life is so short, and I've seen so much death and destruction through my military career and moving forward in LA, living in LA. I think that I can never give anybody, and I survived brain surgery, so I can never give anybody. You can't bring 15 minutes of hell in my life. Just can't. I can't give you that much.
I know that's right. Wow. Wow. And you're an overcomer too? Oh, man. Wow. Brain surgery? Oh, man. And look at all this. Look at all this. Wow.
I will say, you know what? So I was thinking about, okay, I'm going to digress a minute. I was thinking about music. And I listen to music all the time because that just like when we're on console or when we're
Oh
getting ready,
yeah.
have to get like like you get amped up for a football game or something. I get amped up
Right.
because
Right.
it's celebration, right?
Uh-huh.
And so I listen to I listen to stuff like there's a guy named Van Hunt that I'm into.
Okay.
I love this guy named Damien Escobar. I mean,
Oh,
he's a violinist, but he's
yes, I like him. He's just, oh, yes.
I listen to like Patrice Rushen, Paul Jackson,
Oh,
Eric Darius. I listen to them, but I listen to those kind of that vibe, right? That works for me. That really works for me. And then I also sometimes they laugh at me because I'm in there jamming some Jay-Z, and I'm listening. I'm listening to Jay-Z's the story of OJ. It's just the word. It's just the. I mean, he used the word a lot, but I listen to what he's saying about
right, because he's telling the story. Right.
people, right? How we pay attention, how we progress, and stuff like that. And then I have a cousin that was a rapper. His name is Derek. He's a PhD actually. Dr. Garrett Evan Bain Thompson, and he made this video called Pocket Change. And this video is he's a PhD graduate, but in the film industry, but it's called Pocket Change. And just to watch that video and to just
it's online. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. I probably can pull it up.
Yeah, Garrett Evan Bain Thompson is called Pocket.
Okay.
Pocket Change. But the words are amazing. The words and the vibe is amazing. And
Pocket Change. I wonder have I heard it before.
And then a little young cat out of Atlanta. I don't know who knows him, but I mean his name is Trans Lee. Trans Lee is a rapper. And his words and the things that he raps about, I'm playing it, right? And all my little rock scientists are like, what? I'm so, right?
They're probably like, but wait a minute, we thought she was. They was like, look, we flavor, don't you know? We come in, we season it all kinds of ways. We ain't just this way. Hello.
It's fun, right? That diversity thing. So
right.
being a Black woman or coming into this sphere, it's fine because I'm coming in as me. I'm coming in who I am. And and my
your authentic self, and that's what works.
Right. And my credentials are what they are. Yeah, I have 4 master's degrees. I earned it. Right. I don't have to have them on my forehead right here. Right.
Right.
Walk the walk.
Right.
So that's how.
And that's what I also find what's so beautiful about you is that you have all of this. You have the credentials, you have the education, and you have all of that and the experience, and yet with all that, and that's wonderful, but yet you still relatable. You could go and conversate with people on all kinds of levels and be able to get your point across. Some people, they're just linear. They're just there's just one set of flowers, whereas you're like a bouquet. You can talk to this person, you can talk to that person, be it the king, be it the person on the corner, he'd be like, what's up, sister, how you doing? Whatever. Or be if you had to go across overseas somewhere. In fact, do you speak another language, or you speak just English?
I can speak conversational Spanish.
Okay.
But I've lived in Korea, so I can greet you, get my money.
Right.
There, so I can greet. I can do.
How was living in Korea? I
was military. I had my kids there. Loved every day of Korea. Now, Korea's on edge every day because they could fight tonight. Over there.
Right.
But I loved Korea. I loved my kids. My oldest daughter graduated from high school in Korea. Um,
Wow.
and so,
Okay.
uh, yeah, I loved Korea. I lived in South Korea. Yeah, I loved it.
Right.
I loved it.
Nice.
Um,
Oh, that's beautiful. Awesome. Awesome.
yeah.
Well, I'm not going to take any more of your time. I've had so much fun.
For, this has been amazing. I've never
Yeah.
even. I don't.
I know you don't do social media, but if you ever, have some time, maybe we can do it again and go over different aspects. Because there were altogether at least 13 people came. 13 people came in and stayed in there for a while, and then and more people because I'm going to share it and all. But I so appreciate you
Oh,
giving us your time and your wealth of information, and just it's just beautiful. And I also think it's the sisterhood, because one of the goals, like I've explained to you, what I want to do is build a community of, my background, of course, is in the arts and theater and music and everything like that. And so I meet people, of course, from that spectrum, but it's not often that myself or a lot of people just in general come across and meet someone like you
oh,
with the background that you have. And so, and my thing especially is like, I want to honor us. That's, I just feel like we don't see enough of us, give a person their flowers while they live, as they say. And I believe in that. Yeah, I believe in that, because too many times, people live life and they do a lot, and then everybody has something to say about them once they're gone. And that's fine, but they can't hear it. So it's better to do while they're alive, and and honor that person. I think that's we should do more of that. If there was a spirit of respect and honor, among more, and I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I just say that it needs to be said more. And I don't think you have to be somebody in the camera that's a celebrity to be honored, to be you know give, like I said, give the person their flowers. So that was another thing. When I'm so glad we connected, and if there's any way that I can help you with anything you have going on, please let me know, because I would love to. And I will continue. I will continue to tell more people about you, because people need to know. So, and so I'm just blessed to have had this opportunity. Thank you for everyone, for everybody who you told, and for all you all who tuned in, Rob's friends as well as mine, and people who may not have ever followed me. I'm going to continue to bring more dynamic people, because we're about excellence here, working with our imperfections. So, but I thank everyone for tuning in. I thank Roz for coming in. And until next time, I shall see you all later. Have a blessed evening, and thank you for entering into the room and joining us for a conversation with the Miss Roslyn Roz A, Barbee, and me as the host, Sandra D. Nicholson. Thank you. Love you guys. Mwah. Bye-bye. Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you, guys. See you later.